all sort of sense. And I don't even know where it's going. I find it along the way. Like an improv conversation.
Maybe a drink will help. Put some alcohol in your mouth to block the words from coming out.
You stupid, dumb, idiot, moron, bitch. No offense.
It could be a miracle. It could be bullshit. There's only one thing we know for sure.
It's the motherfucking Clear Frame Boyz.
Yo, we're live, man. Classic.
It's the motherfucking Clear Frame Boyz.
What's good? Classic
It's another
intro.
day out in sunny CA, bro. It's fucking hot.
Too sunny, too hot. Fucking.
In the midst of summer.
We need AC up in this bitch because, man, we're cooking in here.
So y'all need to get on that road to 100 sooner than later because we got to pay for this fucking AC, bro.
Honestly, one of us is going to have a fucking heat stroke and
Probably
it
me.
ain't gonna be good. It probably is going to be you. You start, see, the thing is, like, we start recording and I don't notice any sweat on you. Like, we've been sitting in this hot room trying to get everything ready. And then as soon as we start recording, I notice, like, you're fucking dying already.
Pressure's always on.
Well, shit, man. Welcome back. We're back in the studio.
We're Porculus again.
Porculus today. He's doing some things that we don't know about, but he's doing some things.
He's doing some things that we don't know about.
So we're like, you know what? We got the classic 2-man crew today, plus Pablo in the background. So we're like, let's kick it old school with the old intro, actually. But yeah, man, let's get to the hot stuff. Let's get to the real deal.
The main
Fuck
thing?
America right now, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Roe v. Wade overturned after 50 years, man. What the fuck? We're literally going backwards with this bullshit, man.
Literally. Well, you know about everything else that happened too, right? Not just the Roe versus Wade stuff.
No.
Oh, you didn't hear about all the other stuff?
No.
Oh shit.
Drop some knowledge, Lewis.
So yeah, well let's talk about the main
So Roe v. Wade, right?
Yeah.
There. First of all, women's rights out the window. Not only that, human rights out the window,
50
right?
years ago is when they
50
did that,
years,
right?
yeah. So there's a couple. It's pretty evident, I think, for a lot of us to see what's going on. There's a couple theories that have been going around, which make a lot of sense. And I don't even know if they're theories. They might be facts at this point, but it's like, obviously, you know, these white men, this government's not going to say anything about it, right? And a big one is actually something interesting that I was looking into, and I wrote it on my notes because it's kind of a lot, but not too much. But it has to do with a book that this guy named Ben Wattenberg wrote. It's an old book, and it's called The Birth Dearth. Basically, he's explaining how the reason why, like, these abortion laws are being overturned, right? Why they're being created to where it's fucking illegal for you to have an abortion in these red states. And then pretty much it's a federal thing, right? And obviously it's up to the state to see if they want to do it or not. And obviously, like, half the country is doing it, which is bullshit. But what he explains is that the white man they're noticing that the population is decreasing for them, and it's increasing.
This is the one I heard
for people of color, right? And basically, the birth dearth, he's explaining what they want to do to stop that from happening. And there was a couple solutions that they were trying to come up with, right? Solutions for them, obviously, not for us. This is all, like, I don't want to say verbatim, but this is basically what's written in the book.
It's a summarized version.
Yeah.
Give us cliff notes.
So they were trying to find of things they can do, right? And one of them was they want to start paying women to have babies, but obviously, you know, in the world we live in, we do want equal rights for everyone, right? Obviously, this is, like, completely, like, not equal rights for everyone. But by paying women, like, they're like, okay, we pay these white women to have children, and then the population grows. And then, again, quotes, the problem with that is they can't just say we're going to pay white women. Like, they have to pay everyone, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, you know what? Let's throw that one out the window. Another one had to do with borders where they started allowing, like, a certain amount of people in, a certain amount of immigrants in, but then they're like, well, they're immigrants. Like, they're not all going to be white, you know, people coming in. So, like, no, let's throw that one out the window. And then a big thing that they realized is 60% of aborted fetuses a year are white, right?
Is that true? That's a true fact?
I don't know that was a true fact when that book was written.
When was it? What year was that?
I don't
You
know.
Is it an old book though?
Pablo, can you look up The Birth Dearth? DEAR Dearth, and then see what year that book came out.
D-E what?
Dearth, Dearth.
Is that a real word, or he made that?
I don't know.
I've literally never heard.
There was no autocorrect for it, so it must be real. I don't know what it means. Maybe you can tell us what it means too after. But yeah, so at the time that this was written, at least 60% were white, and they're like, well,
that might have been though because, well, depending on when this book was written,
it's not.
It might have been because abortions cost money, and at that time they probably weren't affordable, so people of color probably had a hard time paying for them and just had the kid instead.
But if you think about it, it makes sense, right? With the whole population, the white population thing going around. So obviously their solution is, well, let's ban abortion. And what's a good cop-out for them to ban abortion is religion, right?
Yeah.
You know, they always say separate it, church and state, blah, 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 but they don't. Like, that's their biggest argument is...
That's actually something that happened this week as well.
Okay. And that's always their biggest argument, right? Is religion. And whatever, man, I don't care what your religion preference is. I don't care what your political preference is, but, like, I think the moral here, or the thing it comes down to is you're literally taking away women's rights, and human rights. And now it's like, if you want to have a kid, have a kid. If you don't, then don't. And if you have an accident, whether it's sexual assault, right? Because that's another big thing. It's like somebody's sexually assaulted. They don't, why would you want to keep it, right? And that's huge, right? If somebody's sexually assaulted, whether they're a minor or somebody that's whatever.
Someone sexually assaults a 16-year-old and now they're forced to have the kid. Something they're not prepared for, something they didn't ask for. Even
like one of us, if I'm not prepared for a kid right now, whatever I want to do, that's obviously mainly up to the woman in the relationship.
That's also the responsible choice. Like, you're choosing not to have a kid at this point in your life because you're not financially ready. Like, would you want to have a kid and then put into a system?
Right. And it's just,
and that's the biggest debate between pro-lifers and pro-choicers, is that pro-lifers are all about saving kids until it comes until afterwards. Like, there's so many kids that are up for adoption,
and they're in the system now, and it's like
foster care or whatever. Yeah, and it's like
only
you care about those.
Only when it affects them.
They're caring about the what if and not the what's already here. Because for all you know, that fetus that you're trying to save could be the next Hitler.
Another thing is like somebody's having like ectopic pregnancy, right? Where the I believe that's when the baby's being born in the fallopian tube, right? And the tube is very small, and that has to be.
Oh, is that like a complication?
Yeah,
okay.
and
I never heard about that.
So that one is caught early on. There's, as far as I know, there's no chance of survival for the fetus. It has to be aborted, and well, if you're again, I don't know too far into the law whether all abortions are going to be illegal.
It negates all of that stuff. Too.
Okay, so see, now somebody that has that complication, now, one, the child is going to be dead regardless, right? But now you're also risking the life of the woman that's carrying that child. And it's like, what the fuck? So she decides to go to have an abortion now, and it's like, well, that's illegal. Now you're going to do more. You're going to do time in jail. And then somebody that gets sexually assaulted, you're going to do more time in jail than the person that sexually assaulted you if you have that fucking child aboard. It's like, we're literally like, this is a man's world, unfortunately. That's what it sounds like to me. And it shouldn't be, man. And it's fucking bullshit.
I agree.
And that's that. That's how we feel about that in this room.
And that's that on that.
So,
all right.
I mean.
So, dearth, it's actually a real word, and it's a scarcity or lack of something.
Oh, wow.
So that book was written in 1987.
Yeah, so not even that long ago, you think about it.
But yeah, I think that had it wasn't that long ago, but I think that what I said had a big thing to do with that or whatever.
But I mean, look at there's a lot of clinics that do it for free.
Yeah.
Right? I think the biggest one
I don't know if they're provided countrywide, but
yeah. But honestly, the resources are there. They're always there.
Well, what they're saying now is that the thing is, like, say if you do come to California and you do have an abortion or whatever, like you leave a state and then you go back, like, say like that girl had already gone to go see her doctor and her doctor told her, hey, like, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, they already have record of that. And then you go, you get it aborted, and then you come back and all of a sudden you don't have a baby anymore. They can track that and like try you for that.
That's fucking crazy, man.
So that's what a lot of people are like worried about and stuff like that. Like,
It's I don't know. You don't expect something like that to happen this time, right? Like in this day and age, like you don't expect something like that to get overturned, and all of a sudden it's like, why? In what way does this affect these old white men, really? You know?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think they want us to riot. I've been saying this for a while. I think they want us like to like be distracted by like other stuff. So they're just like, let's make them go nuts for other reasons because they're trying to. I don't know. Whatever. Like it's gonna do like conspiracy territory, but like I don't know. Like I don't trust our government. Like
Oh.
more
Well, when they-
all right, this is off topic. I'm gonna get back onto what happened this week besides the Roe versus Wade stuff, but. Lately, I've been thinking I've had this conversation with a couple people, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same. But like more and more as I get older, I'm like thinking like, dude, like this can't be what life is about. Like capitalism and consumerism, like just working every fucking day at a job that you barely like or maybe don't like at all, just to pay your fucking bills for the rest of your fucking life, dude. Like that, that depresses the fuck out of me.
You know what's? I don't know.
I was like, this can't be like just to like you work for the weekend. I guess I wrote a song about this. Badlands was basically about this, you know. I live for the nights that make me feel alive.
Yeah.
But it's
Monday,
like,
Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Live for the nights that make me feel. Yeah.
yeah, like it can't just be that, or just for like taking some paid time off, like every couple of months to like go enjoy yourself. Like we work every fucking day, dude.
We
like,
do. And on your day off, you're literally working on something else. You're trying to make extra money just so you can enjoy yourself. You're working Monday through Friday so you can pay your bills, right? And then you're like, well, fuck, I also want to enjoy some money, or I want to spend some money on other shit, right? And
But there's also fear instilled in us because like hey, like we can't have too much fun because we also have bills to pay. And also what I said like last week, like how like we're so scared to like, hey, like I can't sleep too much because if I don't wake up for work tomorrow, like I
Yeah.
can lose my job. Like
And it's like
it shouldn't be that serious, bro.
yeah, man.
And I don't know if other countries are like that, but I don't know. I feel like it's definitely like an American thing. Like, I
oh,
don't
for
know,
sure. And then
dude.
like the economy's going to shit, right? Everything is spiking. Fucking
Did you see that TikTok that Porky sent us about like the real estate, like the construction workers, the ones building the houses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, dude, fucking it's so expensive to buy a house. Your APR is crazy. Like same thing people buying new cars right now. Like one, it's hard to buy a new car. Two, a fucking used car is worth more than what you paid for it when you first bought it. Like, and it's your APR is gonna be fucking high, so you end up paying so much more. It's like we're going into a recession for sure, bro. It's like how do we plan for our future with shit like this? Like we can't save. We're barely struggling to pay what we can right now, and then we have to save for a house or for whatever.
I
on
used
top
to
of
live
that.
week to week, and then they changed me from weekly pay to bi-weekly. And this is my first time getting paid bi-weekly probably in like 11 to 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how motherfuckers do that shit, dude. like I spent like not on purpose, but like, you know, I went to Mexico and stuff like that. Like it was my birthday. Like I was going to celebrate, of course, you know. And I obviously spent way too much money. And I'm just like, I had a whole nother week I had to wait to get paid.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck do motherfuckers do this?
And-
like I'm lucky I don't have kids. I don't have like I just got to worry about myself, but it's just like,
And
damn,
again,
dude.
it does come down to like managing your expenses and managing
Yeah,
your money,
100%.
but also like, come on, man, like fuck, you just want to have some fun, dude. You're busting your ass all week.
It was my birthday. I'm only 32
yeah,
months.
Hey, bro, credit cards. It's a hell of a drug.
that's a hell of a problem for me. I'll tell you right now, man. I
have one credit card.
I get approved. I'm like, oh, sick. I'll add a little bit here, or I'm short money this week. Let me just use my card, and then before you know it,
That I'm guilty of, but like for that very reason, I try not to get into
yeah.
too many credit
I was
cards.
doing so good for so long, and then I got approved by Apple.
Oh, you got approved by Apple?
Yeah, and then
I got this on my wish list.
yeah, it gave me a couple years to pay it off.
Nah. All right, so in this week, aside from just the Roe versus Wade, this is all the stuff that, this is what I'm saying, like they distract us with stuff, but this is the other stuff that also got approved or denied or whatever in the same span. So states are now, like we're talking about the separation of church and state. States are now required to fund private religious schools. So in the past, like private schools, like they had to provide their own funding.
So I'm getting taxed. Am I going to get taxed to fund somebody's?
Well, you're already getting taxed, but now it might go up a little bit, and some of the money that you're putting in, like whether you believe in religion or not, is going towards those.
I'll be honest with you, that like when it comes to education, whatever. If
Yeah.
I get taxed, I get taxed. As long as whether you're going to public school, private school, fucking Catholic school, I don't care. As long as education is being provided, because and it sounds cliche, but like obviously like the kids are our future, right? They're the ones who are going to decide what's going to happen to us when we're older, right? So unless these old white men keep running the
Let me
country.
ask you a question. if they could provide you, say like you could live in a whole nother lifetime, right? So like your lifetime and someone else's, like
Honestly,
almost not
Can I
immortality.
tap out and not do it? Because I'm tired of this lifetime already, my guy.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. But let's just say you could, like, let's say you weren't suffering. Let's say Clear Frames took off. and
Life's good. Life's
we're
good.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got like your own house. Like you and Steph are living.
Sure, yeah.
Sitting pretty. And you guys decide not to have kids. Like, should you be able to live longer because you're not having kids? You're taking the place of that kid that would have been.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like you and Steph could live like another 50 years healthy and free and clear of no problems.
I don't know, because
You don't want to live to.
the thing is, you live through so much, and I'm sure you get to a point where you're content with your life, and you're like, you know what, it's my time. The problem comes when you die, or like somebody dies at a young age, right? And by young age, I mean up to like 50
Yeah.
or even 60. It's like, you know, it wasn't their time to go. They still have, whether 50 or 60 sounds old to you right now, like you still have a lot of life left. I believe the average lifespan used to be like, or currently might be like 80 years old. I don't know if you want to look that up, Pablo, but like, think about it. You're 50 or 60. You still have a good amount of years to go. You know what I mean? And those are the years that you're retired after like 60 or so. But then I'm sure you get to the point where you're like, well, no, I lived my life, man. I'm content. I'm happy.
You know, they're also working. I think they might already have it. They might have like done it in mice or something like that. But they're able to regress age.
What do you mean?
So say you're like, let's say you're like 80. They could take 30 years off your age and get you back down to like 50.
Okay, something like
Damn.
that. I
Alright,
think.
hold on. So before, let's just say that the average lifespan is in the U.S. is 78.79.
Yeah, so about 80 years.
About, yeah.
And okay, now I like that. Okay, because
But see, that paired with like, hey, you could live longer if you don't have kids.
All right. How about this? Are they gonna make you live shorter if you have too many kids?
They should. We're overpopulated as it is.
No.
Man. Like,
I think they should.
motherfuckers out here having 8 kids.
Yeah,
and shit,
like-
whether you have kids or not, I like the idea of backtracking. Retired. So you retire at 63, and then once you hit 70, they're like, hey, you know what? It's time. Let's go back 30 years. So now you're 40. Imagine being 40, retired. You have a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah.
That I'm fucking game with. Hell yeah. Whether you have kids or not, because now, like me, I have this thing that I keep telling myself where, you know, Steph and I right now, we don't want kids. You know, at least
you might change your mind.
at least not natural. At least not like a natural pregnancy or birth or anything like that. If it does come down to it, we would probably adopt. But obviously, like, I cannot adopt a kid. I don't even have my own home right now. So how the fuck am I gonna adopt? They're gonna come check out my house. Like, oh, you have a room with your parents. You can't have a kid right now. You're right.
You adopt me.
But
I'll do the regression. I'll be 12 again, bro.
there you go. You'll do it early. But I should say I have set this personal goal where, like, if I don't have a kid by 35, I probably don't want a kid at all.
After that, yeah, you don't want to be an old man chasing around.
Yeah, and you know that's funny because over the weekend or yesterday, 2 days ago, I was
I
at
realized I was an old man.
kinda yeah. I was at Steph's house.
Oh, the picture?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that cup, no, this is out of context, so nobody's going to know, but I legitimately thought that cup had a pair of dead trees.
No. So, and with Steph's nieces, they, at least I imagine, they like me because I'm not that young actually, but their tia's like the younger one. But they can I can relate to like them a lot because I stay up to date with like pop culture and whatever, all that shit. And we can talk about stuff and I relate to them, they relate to me. And I'm actually one that talks to them. Like I pay attention to what they have to say. I play with them, you know. So we're playing soccer, or I'm playing soccer with her two nieces. I'm keeping up. I'm running around. We're having a fucking blast. And then I'm chasing the ball and I fucking hit this dip in the grass and I roll my fucking ankle. Like, I shit you not, like my ankle literally like got planted and then the rest of my body went one way. Dude, I fucking go down and I'm holding my ankle and it hurts. I'm like, I broke something. I literally broke, and I don't want to look. I'm feeling around. It's sore, but I don't feel anything out of place, and I'm feeling. I'm like, dude, this fucking hurts.
Is this the paramedic you want to respond?
Well, it's different when it's on
he's
your
assessing the situation.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
And then I'm like, all right, and I start rolling, like I start moving my ankle and my foot. I'm like, it feels fine. I stand up. I'm like, okay,
I can move it.
It's
not
a little
broken.
sore.
Yeah.
Nothing's broken. And then it hit me like, I'm like, I'm good. We can keep playing. So I was like, no, you gotta fucking stop playing. I'm like, you're right. And then I didn't even want to ice it. She's like, you should ice it just in case. And I was icing it. Started feeling like again tender and all that. But I'm like, it's probably just the ice is too cold on my flesh.
And then Steph sneezes in the background like, go.
But then it got me thinking like, dude, I'm not as young as I feel. Like obviously 30, I'm not even 30 yet, but I'm pretty much there. It's not old when you think about it. It really isn't. But you start to feel it. And then I feel like we start to get ourselves in this mentality too where we're like, man, I'm fucking old, this and that.
See,
but then also,
where I don't agree.
But then also I also get myself thinking like, bro, 30's not old, and I still treat my body like it's young. And that's also another problem in itself because one, I can't drink like I used to. I was never a big.
Never could.
But no,
lying, bro.
motherfucker. We used to kill fucking bottles of Jack. All right.
Yes, but you've never been able to take a hangover. So regardless, like.
But it's
next
even
day,
worse now.
yeah.
It's worse now. Now it's 2 days. Now it's 2 days.
Yeah.
But anyways, I can't drink like I used to. I gotta watch what I eat now. I can't fucking, I can't throw a ball around for an hour or two because then I have a fucking cold shoulder and it just hurts so bad and it's so sore. I can't do all these things that I used to, but I keep telling myself that I can. And again, I'm not fit by any means, so that has a lot to do with it. But also, like, we are getting older and our bodies are getting older. I don't know.
But this is what I gotta say. Well, we're also not in the best shape. We're not like Pablo.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Pablo will
Like,
probably be able to go till he's like 40, and then before he starts feeling.
here's
shit.
the thing, though: it's never too late to get to that point. Either.
True, but no, like more importantly than that, though, I don't think me and you mentally, because like I'm 32, like I don't think like mentally, and not like I might be immature, but whatever. Like in a sense, like just because we're old doesn't mean like we have to like revert to like, oh, I don't know what these kids are talking about. Like I still like to stay informed. I still like to know what's going on.
No, for sure.
I still keep up with pop culture. Like I'm a kid at heart, dude. Like
I agree. I am
that's
too.
why I have this where the wild things are tattoo, because like I'm just like like because I don't feel like I dress my age either. Like I feel like everybody at work probably thinks I'm like 25.
I hate that there's those stigmas where it's like dress your age or act your age. Like, what does that even mean? What do you mean act my age? What do you mean dress my age?
See,
like,
I have a friend in the hardcore community, and he's not like immature. He does well for himself or whatever. Shout out to X for an X. I don't think he watched our podcast, but if he does, he's like 40, and you look at him, he aged like fine wine. That food does not look like he's fucking 40. Like if you would have told me he was like 29, I would have been like, yeah, 100% that was 29. He's 40 and he's out here still kicking, does photography for all the hardcore shows.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course he's really big. Everybody knows him, and like he's like a solid dude. He's a really good dude. He's actually from the IE. He lives out in LA now, but when I first met him, like I bonded with him off of like Bakers and shit like that. Like he actually lived in Upland too, I believe. And I was like, dude, like I live in Upland.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, like that's sick. My family still lives there. Blah blah blah. But like I look at him, I'm just like nobody's judging him. He's like literally the most positive, nicest dude you could probably ever meet.
Right.
It's like to me, it's all your mentality. Like it doesn't matter. Like fuck what other people are like thinking and feeling or whatever. Like if you're young at heart, like fuck it.
And I think that's my problem too. Is
like, why you gotta be an old man for it?
Yeah, and I've always taken things too personal, even if they're not directed to me. It can be directed towards a homie, and I'm like, man, I take that shit too hard. Or it can even be indirect. It could be directed towards somebody I don't even fucking know, and then I start to make it about myself, not in a selfish way, but in like in my own head type of way, like I usually am, right? So if I hear someone bashing on somebody that's 40 because they're wearing a fucking comic book shirt or whatever the fuck the case is, right? I'm like, man, am I immature or am I stupid for doing those same things at my age? Like, what's up with that? But then that says more about the person saying it. That says more about their maturity level, right? Where they're so focused on other people and they're not really focused on themselves. Obviously, they're projecting something about themselves onto somebody else. Maybe they're not comfortable enough to be comfortable like this person is.
I think it's more like you get older, you realize other people aren't happy.
Yeah.
And they like to project because it's like, oh, well, like, look at this guy. This guy's out here, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, that dude's enjoying life. You're over here, like, being grumpy because somebody else.
Yeah, but that also affects other people. Like, somebody putting you down can get to you.
100%.
Especially me.
Yeah.
Like, someone puts me down, I'm down all day. You know, I can put this fucking facade of, like, I don't care. Like, doesn't matter, but
it's people injecting negativity in your life or whatever
Yeah.
that didn't exist before you heard it.
how about just negative people in general? We take years off their lives.
Remove years from their life and give it to
the positive person, yeah.
Like that. Yeah,
and that
yeah.
creates positivity.
Yeah, and better world. Wow, listen to me over here. Yeah, dude. If we were talking to like 22-year-old me, I would have been with the negatives, bro. I know. You'd have been sucking life out of me.
You would have reversed so far back, you would be like pre-birth Lewis, man.
No, the opposite, because you're taking years off of me. So I would have gotten older. I would be like an 80-year-old grumpy old man.
Oh, you're right.
Now.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
All right. So aside from the school shit, police now can't be sued for not reading your Miranda rights.
Oh, yeah. I saw some. Again, did see some of these.
Yeah.
I didn't look too much into them. People were saying, like, going back to the Roe v. Wade stuff, people were saying, like, you can't go to a different state and have an abortion. But I read that that's actually not true.
No, it's not that it's not true, but that there is a certain fear that, like, it could be traced back.
Yeah,
Back if you, like, go back to your state.
Yeah.
And you could be tried for it.
I'm not. I'm not too
I don't know how
sure.
much validity is it, but there is, like... There's a fear of that, which might stop some people
Also,
from actually coming to California.
Shout out to Canada. A lot of people hate on Canada, but I've seen a lot of Canadian. Dude, a lot of people hate on Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
I would go. You just can't go if you have a DUI.
I've seen a lot of Canadian doctors posting like, "Hey, fucking come out here. We're happy to help you guys out with this situation." I thought that was cool. But like, there's plenty of states. Like I said, half the country, like, you can still, have an abortion if you need to. Or if you want to.
Yeah, because that's the most important thing. Like, even though federally it's been overturned, it's still state by state.
Yeah.
Number 3, states need not provide medical care that could exonerate prisoners. I don't know what that means.
Oh, wait.
No idea.
Going back, talking about prisoners, another thing I was reading about, like, this whole, like, women's rights thing is, okay, so they have an abortion right in a state where you can't. Excuse me. And then now they're felons, right? And felons can't vote. So they're saying that's another way
Is
to...
that a felony offense?
Yeah.
Having an abortion? Really?
I believe so. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
people are talking you can do up to 15 years, bro. And I'm thinking, in this case, I'm thinking like, okay, felons can't vote. This is another way to get women to stop voting too. I mean, it makes sense. And again, this might be me just like reaching deep, but in hindsight, like, this is a big world. There's so many fucking people in this world, right? And if they're taking these rights away already, why doesn't this sound like something that's something that's probably crossed their mind? That's part of the debate.
A lot of people are comparing it to that one show, The Handmaid's Tale or whatever.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either. But apparently, like some type of, like, not apocalyptic event, but it's just like the world, like, regresses and, like, women's get their rights taken away, and they're basically just used to have, like, kids or raise their kids.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know. But I also don't know what that meant about the exonerating prisoners, so maybe you can inform me on that. Hold on. What was the next one? The gun rights. So now you don't have to have a gun license to have a concealed and carry a firearm.
But again, it goes by state, right?
Yeah,
So.
I think so, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of those southern states, obviously, like the gun states,
Yeah.
are gonna back that fully. You know?
Right. I don't know, man. This is just, it's fucking crazy that we still live in this world that we thought we got past, right? Like, you think this stuff, like, is history, right? You're in school or you were in school and you're reading, like, oh, back in this year, like, this is when they overturned or this is when they banned, like,
You learn
this
about
and
Roe
that.
versus Wade in high school, I believe.
And now it's like, okay, now now we're backtracking again. So now this is going to be in history books. Like, oh, this was overturned in 2022. Kids are going to be learning this shit. Like, damn. Like, how far is this shit going to go?
Definitely the history books, but I don't think it's going to be treated with the... I think it's actually going to be removed a little bit. They're not going to make the big deal like, oh, Roe versus Wade happened. But it's going to be like, in this year, this and this happened. But in
Like
2022, it got revoked. Like
a little bullet point.
A little bullet point.
Who decides what's in our curriculums, right? Because, like...
Government? It has to be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder how much shit happened in our past that we don't know about.
You know, I think I talked about this before, and I think you guys fucking, like, shot me down for this. But I think, like I read something, like, part of the reason why, like, not necessarily, like, just education, because obviously, like, there's people on the right side of it that wanted, because back then they didn't teach reading as they did, like, now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody else taught you how to read.
Right.
Before it was taught in school. But, like, I heard something along the lines that, like, the reason why, like, the way the school system works, it was more to teach you, like, because back then, like, yeah, I did talk about this. Like, before there was, like, warehouses, like, factories and stuff like that, like, people did trades. So if your father, well, back then, like, if your father worked on...
You're a blacksmith.
Yeah. If your father was a blacksmith, you would have been a blacksmith.
Right, yeah.
You would have followed the family trade, and, like, that's how your family would have made money in life. But once it started creating, like, factories and all this stuff, they couldn't get people to work for them because it was like, oh, like, you know, like, everybody was doing trades. Like, if you're a baker, you were a baker. If you're a butcher, you were a butcher. Like, that's what you did. If you made shoes, you made shoes. But they wanted people to get used to that 9 to 5, and that's why school has a schedule.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the government is very like, hey, like, you can't miss school.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they're like very. If you ever notice, like, schools are very like, hey, on attendance. Which why should they? Because it's like, if your kid doesn't learn, that's on you.
Right.
I mean, it's also to protect like parents that neglect their kids.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, but the original reason why the school system was formed the way it was to get you used to working on schedule, showing up on time, taking your lunch when you take it, and doing all that type of thing. Like, yes, you're learning stuff and it's important. Education is important, but like there was also like a sinister approach behind it.
But also, I'm not against like you leaving the family business behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, at least like with us, my dad.
Yeah, if it's not your passion, it's not your fucking
exactly.
passion.
and the reason why my dad had us working with him wasn't for us to continue his business. It never was like that for him. He always told us at a young age, he's like, I don't want you
do what I do.
Yeah, I don't want you guys doing this. He's like, I don't want you guys breaking your back at a fucking young age. He's like, I'm fucking 40. I'm fucking hurting. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm showing you this so you can learn work ethic. You can learn how to work for yourself, or you can just learn how to work in general, right? Kind of like schools are teaching you to follow that 9 to 5, whatever. It's more like to learn how to work, and I like the idea of like, okay, once you're on your own, you're on your own. You figure out what the fuck you want to do. Also, if you put in this much time into something that you thought you wanted to do, and all of a sudden you want to switch it up. Don't be scared. You know, do it until you find something you love, man. And it's another cliche, like they tell you, it's not work unless, like, you know, it's only work because it feels like work, right? Until you find something that you love, it's not going to feel like work anymore, which I think is kind of bullshit because work is always going to be work to a certain point.
Yeah.
But...
Because I used to say that too, and then now as an adult, it's like, I do not... It's like, oh, find a job you love... so it doesn't feel like work.
Listen, man.
So it's like, I don't dream of working.
If I got to get my ass out of bed to make money, it's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I got to put pants on, it's work.
So what if you get paid to do clear frames though? Would that feel like work?
It's
at that
still
point?
work, yes.
It's
because
always gonna be work.
But would it feel like work?
Yes, because I have to treat it like a business, right? So I still have to have meetings. I have to, you know, whether it's looking for an ad deal or looking for whatever it is, you still have to have your meetings. You still have to set a schedule. You still have to make sure that we all get paid. It's still going to be work. Obviously, it's going to be something I like doing. It's still going to be work and still going to feel like work to a certain point, because if it wasn't work, I can be like, I'm not coming in today. But it's like, hey, there's 4 lives in here. It's not just, we all don't share a life. We each have our own life. And that's why sometimes it's hard to get everyone in this room, because we each have our own life. The problem is that we each work full time, so it's even harder for us. Now we're banking on a lot of money just off of this. Then our schedule obviously is going to be more lenient, but then you don't want to go down the route where we just text each other, "Hey, are you free this day?" "Yeah, at this time," blah blah blah. No, you want to have a set schedule, right? Like, hey, every day you record at this time, but now you're reverting back to the work ethic. You're reverting back to what school taught you, because you're setting a schedule. Like, make sure we're recording at this time. We have a meeting at this time. We have to have, like, let's try to take lunch at this time. And now it's work. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's work, and I think we should treat it as work. I think once you start like just rolling with it, like, we'll figure it out as we go. That's where you run into problems. Once you start treating
That's
it
why
like
bar rescue exists, because bar owners would just be like,
Yeah.
fuck it, you know, do whatever you want, and not treating it like a business.
now, am I gonna hate coming in? No. Are there gonna be days where I'm having a bad day and I don't want to come in? Sure. But
Well, that's the beauty of it, is I think that's what you try. That's the most thing that, like, to strive for, is just being your own boss. Because yes, like, if you're like, hey, like, I'm not feeling it today, you can't be like that. And we're like, I hope to create an environment where we're all like supporting. It's like, it's all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But there's also
a
a
day.
problem with, like, being your own boss and being the boss, right? It's funny because I was just talking to my cousin Leo yesterday, not Porky, one of the Leos,
one of the many Leos.
yeah, and he has his own company and he's the boss. And
It's funny. Have you ever seen hold on, not to interrupt. You ever seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
no,
Okay, so in that movie, he has to fight to date Ramona Flowers. He has to fight her 7 evil exes.
mm-hmm.
So in the Gonzalez family, you have to fight the 7 deadly Leos to be part of the family.
yeah, that's funny. That's true. You have levels to this shit. But yeah, he's his own boss, but he's also the boss, right?
Boss, yeah.
But now the problem is he has employees, and he has so much to do now.
It's pressure. Yeah,
A lot of pressure. But here's the thing, right? I don't want to say too much because, again, it's his company, but he was sick. He had to take a week off of work. But what do you do when the boss isn't there? Like, you dick around, right?
Yeah.
So, long story short, these guys are working more hours, but they're making less money. And now he's not there to regulate it or control it. He shows up the next week. He's like, what the fuck happened? Like, how does this happen? How is this one of our better weeks, but it's also my worst week? And those are other things you have to worry about when you have your own business. You're your own boss. It's like, now you can't be this nice guy. Like, okay, well, it's okay, guys. We'll figure it out next week. Like, no, let's figure this shit out right now. You're fucking with my money, and not fucking with my money is gonna fuck with your money.
You know why though? You know why that happens? Because that's not in his case. Not necessarily saying it because he's also trying to make his livelihood or whatever, and I get it. But with like bigger corporations, like big corporations, because they will regulate on that too. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why is our quota low, but it's our busiest week type
Yeah.
of shit? The thing is, like, if you don't let your employees invest in their own company or like give them some of the profits, like even like stocks or whatever, like they have no like other than taking your paycheck home, you have no sense of like why should I have company pride? It ain't my fucking company.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's
I mean,
why. Yeah, there's some like smaller companies like startups and stuff like that give their employees some of that. Like, hey, like, it's not just my company, it's your company too. Like, whatever profit
Yeah.
you make, you're gonna make too. If you don't have that sense of,
I can
like,
tell you
ownership,
from
like, it's
from
gonna be like,
personal
I don't give a fuck.
I can tell you personal experience. I don't have company pride.
I don't either.
I
if I worked for Walmart and somebody's stealing, I'm just gonna be like, hey, have fun,
It-
enjoy.
if it doesn't affect,
I'm gonna open the door for him. I'll be like,
nah, I
Have
wouldn't
a
go
great
that far.
day.
If it doesn't affect me in any way, then I'm like, no, I don't want to help. I don't want to work extra hours. I don't want to get paid for going the extra mile for the company. Obviously, it's a little bit different. Like, in the line of work that I do, if it's for somebody I'm treating, if it's for one of my patients, yeah, I'm gonna go all out. But if I'm doing something for the company, no, they don't. Come on, do they really care about you?
Nope.
No.
I don't give a
Am
shit.
I replaceable? Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone's
If
replaceable,
you
right?
die, if you die on the job next day, maybe they send a letter to your family like, "Oh, sorry, blah blah blah," but they're gonna find someone else
Yeah.
to fill your spot the next day.
Yeah, they will, and
Yeah,
it's that
they don't give a
simple.
fuck.
So, again, I won't.
So I get it.
I'm not gonna bash them because
Yeah.
guess what? They do sign my paycheck, right? I'm not gonna bash them because they
Dude, but my old boss used to tell us something every we used to have weekly meetings and he would get mad at us because like we weren't like producing, like his boss was down on his back.
Yeah.
And we weren't producing with his boss.
It's just a
wanted
chain
us.
of command coming down
Yeah,
on
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
up until the last person. where
And he
they
would
can't
always
come
tell
down.
us like, hey, if you guys are just here for a fucking paycheck, then fucking leave. It's like
What the fuck?
In my head, I'd be like, fuck you. Like, you're here for a fucking paycheck too. If they told you tomorrow, hey, we're not going to pay you, but you can still keep your job, you're leaving.
Yeah, what else am I here for?
I'm not here for shits and giggles.
I'm not here for
I'm
good
not
time.
Here for my own health.
Yeah. No, I'm here for a fucking paycheck.
I'll be honest, I've always been the type of person, like, I go to work and I do my job, I put in my 8 hours and blah, 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 but I've always, like just because I'm here, I don't got to be miserable. Like, I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to joke around with my coworkers or whatever. Like, I'm going to make people laugh or whatever. That's always been my shit. But, like, they, like, beat us all down so hard that, like, we weren't allowed to talk to each other and blah, blah, blah. Like, they just wanted us to be, like, miserable robots. Which
I don't understand because that just kills morale on everyone.
Exactly. And then how do they treat that? Pizza party every 6 months.
Shit. What is that? The Office episode where they have the two pizza companies? Pizza by Alfredo, is it?
And Alfredo's Pizza.
And Alfredo's
Yeah.
Pizza. I was expecting like sizzly.
It's not as carbonated.
It's not carbonated at all.
Mick has been sitting in here for a while. Well, I don't know where
But it was never refrigerated.
I don't know where Porky got these. They fell off the back of his truck.
For real. All right.
Like White Claws.
Are we back?
I mean, Mike's been hot, so.
Okay. So, I'm on a health kick. Well, kind of a health kick. I'm more of on a learning how to cook thing. I started it before, we tried Culture Digest and then I just got lazy. But I'm learning how to cook again. I've been cooking for the past week. Cooked 2 meals already.
Today Nestor made spread for us.
I cooked
salmon bites.
Salmon bites with rice, and it was kind of like a sushi bowl type of thing, like
Pokey.
Like poke, yeah. That was really good. I got really good, like everyone that ate it liked it. And then I also made a chicken Alfredo or fettuccine. Fettuccine Alfredo, and it was
dairy free.
Thank you. Yeah, you finished all my sentences. I'm not on it.
Sandwiches.
What? Dairy free, use coconut milk. Fucking delicious. That one, Steph took charge on that one. I took charge on the vegan.
Bites.
Yeah, the salmon bites. So today, once we finish this, I'm gonna actually cook the Alfredo or the fettuccine by myself, and we're gonna record it. I'll put it on Culture Digest, so that should be good. So be ready for that. But so here's the shitty thing. When I did when we did the chicken Alfredo or fettuccine, whatever the fuck it is, the first time it was bomb, dude. So good. We made a lot of chicken. So we're like, all right, while we cook the rest of the stuff, let's put the chicken in the microwave. Just let it sit, whatever, so it's not out in the open. Well, there was a lot of flies, especially with this heat. There's fucking flies, right?
Yeah.
We were doing
they got into the microwave?
We were doing a really good job of keeping the flies out of the kitchen. And we put the chicken in the microwave. We served ourselves whatever, and then we left a lot of the chicken in the microwave still, and we cut up a lot of chicken and put it on the pasta.
Cooked, right? Or
Cooked.
not?
Yeah, no, cooked. We had already cooked it. We cooked the chicken first. And then, so once we were done, we're going to start packing up our food. Like, once we had already eaten, we had done our thing, the chicken cooled down already. We're going to pack our food, like, so we can have food for the next day or the next 2 days. Kind of like prep.
Meal prep.
Yeah. Well, we look inside the microwave, and there's a dead fucking fly in there, and we're like, oh, hell no. And she had just told me, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but she had just told me, I should have taken a picture for the pod. She had just told me about how, like, flies lay eggs, right, and it turns into maggots, whatever.
Yeah, larva.
Larva. But I've never actually seen it.
I've seen it. It's gross.
And it is gross. And we're like, you know what? She's like, let's inspect the chicken. We're not going to eat it regardless because there was a fucking fly in there. But she's like, let's inspect it. Dude, a little fucking mountain of fucking fly eggs on a piece of chicken.
Oh, you saw the actual eggs?
I saw it.
What did they look like?
Like little stacks of like little tiny, kind of like little tiny rice grains. Like if you cut a rice grain in half before it's cooked, all white.
Yeah.
Just a little mountain just stacked on top of each other like that. Disgusting. So honestly traumatizing. It makes me wonder, like, how much of this shit have I eaten, whether you're at a restaurant, right? Because
yeah, because they could just cook it off.
Well, not only that, like, they're attracted to hot food, and sometimes they leave the
But raw or cooked, it don't matter.
Oh, well, when they leave
a
that
lot of times, like, that's the thing. They say like the FDA allows a certain amount of like that kind of stuff to process through.
Mm-hmm.
You just cook it off.
But what about when it's after? I'm saying when they cook it, they leave it on the window, right? A fucking fly lands on it, they lay an egg, and then they fly away, right? Yeah. How much of that shit do you think you've eaten in your life?
A lot.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting.
Because not necessarily going to make you sick.
It can give you the runs. It can fuck you up. It's not going to kill you, well, unless you eat fucking a lot maybe, but it won't kill you, but it'll make you sick. It can, and that could be, like, you think you have food poisoning, you probably just ate some of this shit. Who knows? But, dude, it was so gross.
Pablo's going to, that's it. Here we go. Road to 100. He's going to throw up live on the pod.
I don't think I took,
fucking grimy.
I don't think I took a picture. I zoomed in on it with my phone just to look at it. No, I didn't take a picture of it. Dude, it was disgusting.
I believe you.
One of the worst things I've ever fucking seen.
I've seen literally live maggots like climbing or crawling around on the floor.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen maggots on wounds, and that was gross.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's fucking gross.
No, I thought this was grosser. We were so disappointed. Like,
Probably because you had just eaten the chicken and you're like, was it in the chicken I ate?
no, I know it wasn't because we cut it up. But oh man, dude, it was disappointing because it was a lot of chicken, and we were so proud, and it was so good, and we had meal prep finally, and then this happens. So that was a little defeating. But it's also like, man, it got us thinking, like, fuck, how much of this shit do you think we've eaten in the past? Fuck flies, man.
I don't trust restaurants. I mean, I'm going to eat there because, like, obviously you can't live your life in fear, but, like, yeah. That's why, like, if I see a C or a B, like, automatically.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And I know, like, even, like, the chain restaurants, like, the health inspectors only come so many fucking times.
Right.
So an A could very much be a C. It could have just been, like, 6 months between the health inspectors. But, like, yeah, it's sketch.
But maybe this was a good thing for me because now I'm like, now I want to cook all my food. I just have to be very careful, obviously. Like you, and the problem is we didn't leave it out, right? We put it in the fucking microwave. But like, how did the fly get in there?
Doesn't take that, dude. They say a rat can fit in the size of like a pencil.
I believe
a pencil
it.
hole.
Nah.
They say a pencil hole. They
Sounds
say
wrong.
majority is like the fur.
I believe it. I mean, look at fucking cats. Like, those fuckers squeeze in anything.
Yeah. So a fly, you don't think a tiny little
Yeah,
ass
no,
fly
no,
can
no,
just, like,
I-
get in there and lay eggs?
You just got to be careful. Like, I got to be extra careful.
I don't think a microwave is airtight. Like, the gaps in between the doors are pretty
Right,
big. Yeah.
right.
And if it's not on, the fly's not going to get nuked.
I know.
So a fly can
It was
easily fit in
dead.
there.
It was dead. So it was in there for a while because it was hot, man.
Probably, yeah.
But
Probably laid his eggs and got cooked by the chicken because the chicken was probably just piping hot.
anyways, if any of you want to send me some recipes that you want to see me cook or try to cook, send it my way. I'm just going through TikTok recipes right now because TikTok's actually very informative with food, as far as like cooking and all that. So send me some recipes. Send me your recipe. Send me your grandma's recipe or your mom's. I'll cook it.
Make some tamales. Christmas coming up.
I might.
Make some tamales. Nesters. Dude, if the clear frame shit don't take off, you could sell tamales.
That's how I'm gonna fund this shit. All right, so we went live right now and we got a couple questions. Let's go through them.
Wait. Are we gonna go through those questions first, or are we going through Jackie's from last week?
I couldn't think of one. For
I can't
Jackie's.
think of one either. I don't got embarrassing.
Do you
got
have
embarrassing
one?
Story?
Embarrassing childhood story?
Yeah. Or do you have one about me that you can remember?
I mean, I got one about you, but I don't got one about me that I can think of.
How bad is mine?
It's not.
Oh, I got one. Actually, it might be the one you were thinking. It might not. So if it's not, you can tell me yours. But
Just
When
say
I
it, and then
was-
maybe it'll make me
All
spark.
right, so here,
spark one for
here's
myself.
Jackie's on screen.
embarrassing childhood story. So I don't know how old I was, but I was very, very young. Had to be less than 6 because we were at the old house, the real old house. And I was putting my pants on commando, so I wasn't wearing any underwear.
Oh,
And I
think I know what you're
I was zipping up my zipper and I caught my foreskin on the zipper.
Yeah. I think anybody that has foreskin has done this before. I
Oh
remember.
man,
I was crying.
I remember
I wasn't commando. Just my like.
I was commando. My mom had to help me.
I used to wear. No, my mom had to help me too. But I used to wear boxers before I wore boxer briefs.
Mhm.
So like there wasn't a
Wait, how old were you?
like probably like 8 or so.
Mm.
And there wasn't a button on them. So if you were like sitting the wrong way, like
It just comes out.
your shit was just popping.
Yeah.
And yeah, going up, you just catch your fucking
dude.
foreskin, and
I'm glad I don't remember the
and
pain.
you can literally see your foreskin in the
Yeah.
zipper, like the
Oh.
zipper teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's one for both of us.
You know what? For men, like maybe if you're designing men jeans out there, maybe do buttons over zippers.
For real though.
At least for kids.
Hey, that's where the 501s come into play.
Oh, those have buttons.
Yeah, the button
buttons?
fly.
Okay. So what was your story for mine? Was it that?
Nah.
He's like, yeah, that was embarrassing for me because you're stupid.
Nah, I just remember because you were the youngest one for a while, so I remember the
Mhm.
older cousins would come in while you were in the restroom. They would pick up your legs and you would dunk
get
you in the
stuck
toilet.
in the toilet.
I have heard this before.
I would either be shitting or peeing because I
Would
was
you not
pissing down
lock
as a
the
kid.
door?
Probably not. Or
No,
they
he was a kid. He was
probably
little.
finessed the lock. I don't know.
As long as I've gone to the bathroom, I've always locked the door.
But I would get punked because I was the youngest, and they literally, I'd be sitting down. They would like lift my legs up enough to where I get like
You were
this.
too small to fit
Yeah.
on the actual seat.
And my ass would be touching the water, and I'm just
Yeah,
stuck.
He's all stuck with his
That you
legs
just
dangling.
pissed or shit in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I see.
Man, I forgot about that.
At least it's your own.
Right,
But
right.
still, it's
It's
pretty
so
good.
It's still pretty
gross.
bad.
What would they call it?
They would dunk his donut.
I've talked about Victor. He would give us stink faces.
I remember.
Shout out Victor. I know you listen, you asshole. I should give him a stink face now that I can kind of defend myself a little bit. You know?
Yeah,
Victor, I'm coming for you, dude.
Live
for those of you that-
live for the Instagram or for the pod.
For those of you that don't know, Pablo, pull up a quick Rikishi stink face. Basically, Rikishi was this big Samoan wrestler, and he used to wear like a thong. Basically,
he's somehow related to The Rock.
he is. Yeah, he's his uncle.
Yeah.
He would wear like this thong in the ring, and he big ass, right? He's a big guy, and he had a big ass, and he would put the wrestler in the corner, and he'd fucking basically smear his ass all over the wrestler's face.
He would butthole motorboat him. for lack of a better
you're right.
word, butthole
And Victor
motorboat.
would fucking do that to me, dude. Man.
And your cousin Victor is not a small dude.
No, he's not a small dude. He wasn't Rikishi level, but it felt like it. Plus, I was smaller too. Like I was younger. So.
Yeah, you were a scrawny little kid.
Let's see this. Look at this.
This is a Rakishi slim face too. Fool, this fool was out there in a romper, bro. Look at this fool double cheeked up.
Wait, fast
bro.
forward. Fast forward.
Rakishi was double cheeked up, bro, for no reason.
For real,
on
dude.
live TV, on a Monday Night Raw, bro, double cheeked up.
Look at this shit.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Oh, he's doing it to a girl too.
Stephanie McMahon. Oh, pink eye for sure. Yeah, I would get that from fucking Victor all the time. To be fair, we would annoy the fuck out of him.
I mean, is it fair?
It's safe to say
It's not fair, but we would annoy the fuck out of him.
It's safe to say Nestor had a lot of pink eye as a kid.
I actually did have pink eyes like a couple times as a kid, right?
He had just red
Hey,
eyes.
motherfucker! Were you busting ass on my pillows?
Me?
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
Because I did have a lot of pink eyes as a kid.
It's all Victor stink face.
What other questions did we get in?
All right, so from the live, let's see.
See, my cousins, I did get pedigreed one time as a kid, and I cried.
Really?
Yeah, because that shit hurt.
I cracked a fake wrestling belt on Pablo's head once on his forehead.
Yeah, then we turned it to the
Hardcore championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like I never got like Rikishi or nothing, but I definitely got my head fucking farted on by my older cousins. Yeah.
So I got power bombed, and I got the wind knocked out of me.
Who power bombed you?
I think it was Jaime.
Onto what? A jumper?
Yeah, it was a jumper, but it still knocked the wind out.
Well,
of me.
yeah.
It's still hit, like that's the thing. Like I got pedigreed, and even though like the leg room in between someone's legs and your head aren't as like you still like get like knocked around.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of scary thinking about it? We're doing these
Dude.
things as kids, and like we don't know how to
I was,
safely
like-
land.
I was like 10 and I got pedigreed by like a fucking like 16-year-old
Yeah.
that I didn't wasn't related to me.
He
didn't
just
know.
fucking got
I
your
just
ass?
I shot a rubber band at him, and he got mad at me, and he pedigreed me.
Did you shoot any more rubber bands after that? Yeah, exactly.
Now
Learn
we
your
know.
lesson.
Now we know why they phased out the curb stomp.
Yeah.
All right. So from the live, Ariel asked best / worst tequila.
Don Julio
Don Julio's what?
tequila.
Best or worst?
Oh, best.
Don Julio's your best?
I've had them both within the last week. Patron doesn't go down as smooth, and it's a lot.
I used to really enjoy Patron, but
So did I.
it has to be chilled. Like, I'm talking in the freezer for like 3 hours. Like, it has to be really chilled. And you have to drink it right then and there. As soon as you pour it chilled, like, you got to fucking knock that shit back.
Down it.
Yeah. And then it's good. It's smooth. I was on a big kick for Milagro. That one goes down pretty smooth. Cazadores I used to like a lot, but it's not the smoothest. I've been wanting to try, what's it called? Is it Casamigos?
Casamigos. It's
That's the one with the
expensive.
bell, right? That's like $150 bottle.
No, that's a different one.
Casamigos is like we had it. Oh, you didn't drink though. We had it at your cousin's graduation party.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Worst-
just a simple looking bottle. It looks like it has like an agave like plant. In the
Right.
background. It's very simple looking.
Worst tequila though? Fuck.
Hornitos.
I mean, yeah, sure. Just
It's a bad one.
really, really, really cheap shit, you know?
Yeah.
I like tequila. That's
Swaza.
yeah, that's another one of those.
That's like the Smirnoff of
Yeah.
tequilas.
I like tequila though. That's like my go-to.
Lately, it's been my go-to, and I also didn't used to be able to take shots. Well, we talked about this like every single pod. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I can take shots a little bit better now.
Good for you, man.
Shouts out to your straw.
No more shot straw, or that's why you take it better?
no more shots. It's been in my trunk since the last time we used it.
Honestly, waste of money.
Yeah, probably.
But that's what we do here.
I'll
We
admit
try it. We try it so they don't have to.
to.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I actually heard a new thing that if you and I was gonna do it tonight, but obviously like I just came straight here and I didn't stop anywhere. But supposedly if you mix, we'll do it next episode. If you mix cucumber lime Gatorade,
Oh, I love that
and
Gatorade.
this is nasty, but like cranberry, Mike's Hard, like literally 15-50, it triggers something in your brain that is
Doesn't
like
taste like anything.
it's like an error message. Yeah, like you can't. It's like
Steph's been wanting to try that too, and I completely forgot.
We'll do it. We'll
It's
do
a
it on the
TikTok
pod.
thing. She told me about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it on the
We'll
pod.
try it. She's gonna have to come over because she wants to try it, and
Tell her to come through next week.
yeah, okay. Any other? Well, yeah. There's other questions.
Yeah. So
But yeah, Don Julio. Don Julio has been my favorite.
All
Can't
right.
go wrong with Don Julio.
Try Milagro if you haven't.
I'll try. I think I have tried it before.
Well, if you've been to
probably
our
with
parties, you
Yeah.
have.
I think it was smooth.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
But again, man, I'm the type of person that any liquor that I'm taking a shot of, it has to be chilled to fucking enjoy it. Otherwise, it's gonna burn a little bit.
You just gotta open up your throat.
That's my problem. Is I try to.
I didn't used to be able to, but we don't take shots enough to do it.
Yeah,
like that.
I try to throw it back, and then it gets stuck. You know, it goes down the
That's
wrong
how it
pipe.
used to be, yeah. But like I think it's a practice makes perfect type of thing. So I guess I've been practicing a lot. But like you just gotta
Yeah,
open up
you
your
open that throat.
yeah, what that throat do?
throat go.
All right, what else?
So we got Carlangas, and he's saying feelings of moving to a different country with all this BS going on.
I'm mad at it.
Depends what the country is.
You got free healthcare? I'm down.
Yeah, like, would I move to Mexico? No.
I probably
Will I
move to,
visit it
like,
often? Yes.
Iceland or something.
How about Canada?
I can't go to Canada.
Why?
They don't let you in if you have apparently in Canada, like having DUI is like a felony offense, so they don't let you in.
At all?
How long does a DUI follow you for?
For them, for life.
Oh, no shit.
In California, 10 years.
What the hell? That's wild.
I was thinking maybe like France or something like that would be cool.
No, I like
Or Japan.
the Swedish ones, because they got like free healthcare. Their jails are like resorts. Not that I'm planning on jail. What else do they got?
But also-
they got 4 week work days. Or
Oh, that sounds
4
nice.
day work weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also have like
But do they
you
work?
could take a whole year off.
Do they work 8
Hey.
hours a day or do they work 12 hours a day?
I think 6.
6 hours. Oh, what?
Yeah.
All right,
Damn,
Lewis.
I'm gonna go with you.
So on a quick Google search, you could apply for a Canadian entry waiver, and they might let you in with a DUI. So
Hey,
Try it out.
I'm going to Canada.
I'm gonna get a DUI in Canada.
Your friends goes to Canada.
All right, what else?
So we got Soul, and she's asking stands on caloric deficit and workout regimen.
Can you
I don't
explain
even know what
caloric
that means.
deficit?
All right, so it's kind of a way of tracking what you're eating. So this specific one is basically just eating less calories than you're burning. So basically a way to lose.
I'm gonna be honest
weight.
with you. I'm on board with fucking dieting, watching what I eat. When it comes down to counting calories and fucking macros and all that shit, I'm not about that. It's too much work for me.
It's actually not that hard to eat less calories than you eat.
Then you burn.
Then you
Or
burn.
than you burn, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's really not.
a caloric deficit is kind of like an easier way as opposed to doing
Macros,
macros,
yeah.
because macros is a little more in depth.
So what's
Macros,
our
you actually have to pay attention to the back of every fucking leg.
Mm.
Right, right.
So the required caloric intake is what, 1,800 to 2,000?
Yeah.
right?
That's a normal adult, right?
I mean, there's like an average one, but there's websites where you could enter like more statistics about yourself to find out a
BMI.
better idea of what you should actually
But
be
the average
consuming.
is 18 to 2,000, right?
I'm not sure what the average is, but let's look it up right now.
I think the average is 2,000.
If you're prepping and you have like your selected snacks and you're okay with like with only eating your snacks and your own food, then yeah, I'm sure it's easy. But if you're like me and you know, I want to have a bag of chips or I want to eat a candy or something randomly, like I'm gonna fucking do it, bro. I'm not gonna. That's why I'm fat, but
Exactly. That's what I was gonna get into. Like, it's fine to eat whatever you want, but if you are trying to lose weight, then you do have to track to some level, and then the recommended calorie intake for a man is 22 to 3,200, depending on all.
what about for a
whatever.
woman?
For a female,
Damn.
you're looking at
I've been
about
cutting myself off. I could drink
2,000
more.
to 2,500.
2,000, 2,500?
Yeah, 2,000 to 2,500. Again,
Oh,
it
okay,
depends
okay.
on.
So we've
whatever.
been lied to all our lives.
Well-
I've always heard 2,000.
Well, I think the
mean,
reason
it changes
being-
over time. You know,
Reason being is so you don't go over.
Well, you know that-
because obviously
Oh, okay.
less calories is,
All right,
is
all
better
right.
than more.
Here's something I forgot.
It depends. If you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, less is more. But if you're trying to gain weight or trying to gain muscle, then you want to consume more.
Oh, okay.
So it all depends on your goals.
Here's something I learned in Mexico. So in Mexico, if you order French fries, they do not salt their French fries.
Here's something I learned last week or 2 weeks ago in Mexico. In Mexico, if you order French fries, they don't salt your fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told us this.
Oh, did I? Did I talk about it last episode?
Yeah, or 2
You
episodes
did.
ago.
Whenever you came back from Mexico, you told us.
Whatever. But yeah, like I definitely felt like the fat American, like putting fucking salt in my fries. I was like, bro, like this don't taste like anything. Like
No, you need salt in your fries. Come on, or seasoning.
At least
Also-
pepper.
Also, Mexican Coke has less sugar than American Coke.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, we use syrup and they use natural,
Yeah, Mexico uses.
They use cane, right?
sugar.
Yeah.
but they also use less.
I don't know about all that, but
I don't know
it might be
either.
true.
I mean, it's still a lot. I think theirs is like 220 and ours is like 320.
Oh, so it's not a big difference.
No.
It's just I feel like we add a lot of other shit to our stuff.
Dude, the crazy thing is like there's like in other countries like most American stuff are like banned in other countries.
Mhm.
Like I think Twinkies are banned in like Sweden, Mountain Dew's banned in other countries.
Well, I mean, we're known as fat Americans. Literally, like.
Well, in other countries like the big, like if you buy mayo, I think it was like in Norway or something like that. They have like a small size and then like a little bit bigger size, and then the biggest size is considered American size.
Oh shit!
And then, oh my
Instead
god.
of we're fat.
We're honestly like we're trained to be doomed, and maybe that's why our healthcare system is fucked, right, and not free, because they plan for us to be overweight and diabetic, and then they're using that as a way for us to
But
see our
that's also
doctors.
big pharma, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
And
If you
then
notice, there's no cures in America. It's always just get you on some pills that'll keep you alive
yeah,
for the rest of your life.
yeah. What's your workout regimen, Pablo?
Well, mine's like revolves around bodybuilding. So I do weightlifting, maybe 4 to 5 times a week, depending on what it is. But I'll just isolate either one muscle group or 2 muscle groups. So it'll be like chest and biceps, or back and triceps, or something like that.
But see, what I've been led to believe, especially in the last couple of years, is that like cardio doesn't actually make you lose weight. Cardio like more makes you like plateau. Like by actually like doing like bodybuilding exercise, you could actually lose more weight than.
Right. So at the end of the day, it goes back to the caloric deficit thing. How are you burning more calories? Are you burning more calories on a treadmill, or are you burning more calories lifting heavy ass weight?
Yeah.
And a lot of time is going to be lifting weight because you're exerting your body to
Extremes.
New extremes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I need to go to the gym.
I don't have a workout regimen.
I don't either.
Well, at what point did you become like, okay, this is my life. Like, I can't go a day or two without going to the gym. Was that like seeing results, or was it not seeing results and waiting to see results? Or like, when did you become so gym heavy?
Okay, so in 2015, that's when I started noticing that I was getting kind of heavy, and I was like, I kind of don't like this. So I started going to the gym, but then, like, you go to the gym and then you kind of like, you feel self-conscious. You're there, you don't really know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I just do cardio.
And that's fine, but so I didn't know what I was doing, so I started researching what to do, and then I found bodybuilders that I liked, what they were, like their results, and then some of those bodybuilders have routines that you can follow, whether it was free or you had to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have like videos or sections where they were explain why they were doing what they were doing, how to do the exercise that they were doing. So it's just kind of like a rabbit hole that I fell into, and I enjoy.
It kind of became like a hobby in a way.
Yeah. A hobby you enjoy to do. Yeah.
Right. What other questions we got?
So we got
Bodybuilding.
So we got Carlos. Thoughts on jogging for exercise?
I like to run. I know a lot of people don't like to run, but I actually like running.
I don't run. I don't do anything.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I get shin splints when I do it, and then I'm
Now-
sore for
What do
like
you need
2
the
or
shin
3
splints
days.
for?
What?
What do you need the shin splints
I don't need them. I get them.
What is that? What is
It's like you get sore on your shins.
Oh, I've gotten shin splints
I've
before.
gotten that
yeah.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
And
know
I don't
what
But they
like
say,
it.
isn't that more common when you're running on concrete as opposed to like a treadmill or
it is.
something?
Nah, you can still get them on treadmill.
Yeah.
Also, they say that
It's just the impact that your shin is taking from.
they said treadmill is easier on like your bones and on your knees, on ankles and all that.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
I've heard that it is.
I
as
haven't
opposed
done
to like
enough
a hard
research to
hard
know.
concrete, like it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously the treadmill's gonna give you more bounce back,
Right.
than a fucking
A floor,
a
a
floor,
concrete,
a concrete
floor.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as cardio goes, I prefer either elliptical or stairmaster.
I know Carlos is a fucking cardio king. Like that fool runs. He runs a lot. Which I've heard it's a great way to clear your mind too, especially if you're running outdoors as opposed to indoors.
I don't get the runner's high. Like that's not why I do it. I just like to. I feel like I'm sweating out all the toxins,
Mm-hmm.
which I could just do here too. Apparently.
I know. Apparently, you're sweating out all your toxins and demons here.
All right. So another one from Carlos: cereal before milk or milk before cereal?
Cereal before milk.
Cereal, then milk.
Yeah.
Always.
If you do milk before cereal, you're a
Psychopath.
fucking sociopath.
Well, what if you do both?
What do you mean both?
Sometimes I like to spice it up, and I'll do milk.
Then you
before
got
cereal.
split personalities.
Yeah.
Or something, bro. You gotta look into
Jesus,
that.
yeah.
You might be 5150.
Honestly, yeah, you're crazy.
Brace yourself. bro.
Always cereal first.
Do
And then
do you
milk.
also put on your underwear before your pants sometimes, or
Oh, here's
my
a good
underwear
one.
before my pants all the time.
Here's a good one. Do you go sock, shoe, or sock, shoe?
sock shoe?
Yeah,
sock shoe.
yeah, same. Do you go right foot or left foot first?
Left foot, right foot.
Yeah, or right, left.
Foot. No, left foot, right foot.
You go left, right?
Yeah, left, right.
I go right, left. Wait.
But I was born left-handed. So
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
might be why.
I go left, right.
And that's a sign that we're out of content.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah.
we still have Carlos, another one.
No, he's tapped out.
Just saying
What's
that.
his other one? What's his other one?
I'm sweating.
Hurry up.
Simpsons versus King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, Simpsons.
I mean, our whole fucking studio is Simpsons.
And
yeah, but I'm
then
not like King of the Hill. better.
we have another one. I don't know if you guys want to go for it.
Yeah, read
All
it.
right, so Soul wants more dream stories.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, read one off. 'Cause you can
Give
pan
us one. Give us
You can
one.
pan the camera to yourself.
All right.
It's hot.
Let's see. Let me look for a good one. I know.
Oh my god. I thought he was ready for this.
I totally.
You knew
forgot.
about it.
I know.
You had one job.
I did.
It's fine. I'm gonna take a shower after this.
All
Already
right.
showered in
So
sweat.
this one. Oh, this one I was actually on Valerian route. So this one. So I had 3 dreams. Yeah, I had 3 dreams. So the first one was I was working with crates similar to what I do at work, but it was a different warehouse, same equipment, except I was with the Clear Frames crew. And then our lives were in danger. A robot type of voice was directing what we needed to be doing and how it needed to be done. I was annoyed because I had trained everyone to do it my way. Also, my way was more effective and it kept everything less cluttered, but the voice wanted it done its way. So I woke up fucking annoyed and tired.
So you're a control freak.
Yeah, I guess we can interpret it that way.
No, what he's interpreting it as he feels like we do Clear Frames a way better way, and he knows how to do it, but we don't listen.
So he can do clear frames a better way than we do.
Yeah.
But you guys don't listen.
So what are we not listening to? There's more to it there.
Then I'm the fucking star of the show, bruh.
You know what? That's too much camera time for him today. Too much camera time.
Cut him off.
And on that note, I think we're done, man.
That's hot.
All right. Well, like, subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a review on iTunes. Like us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. Please. We're almost at 100 subscribers on YouTube. Once we reach that 100 goal, you're going to see all of us face our fears. And yeah, we love you guys.
Pray for Porky. Nothing's wrong with him. We just don't know where he is.
Peace.
Peace.